Hello people, welcome to RobinsTaste, and today I'm going to tell you about my absolute favorite movies so far. While some horror movies try to scare you but completely fails, Jacob's Ladder really terrifies you, into the bones. That is the interesting concept of this movie. It is dark, interesting and deep, and more than enough to actually be on this list. This movie isn't that much of a horror film, it's more like a drama film with a lot of characters rather than a horror movie. That is the only bad thing about the film. Other than that, it's an interesting concept, very dark, psychological, and very, very sad. So number 10 is Jacob's Ladder, but what is number 9? What would happen if you pick a normal zombie film and replace it with zombies with criminals? Well, I think the result would be something look-alike Escape from New York. Besides, John Carpenter shows that a normal action sci-fi film doesn't need to have too much of over-the-top action sequences. All it needs is believable situations and a man who we care for. That is, of course, Snake Plissken. Snake Plissken isn't a hero, and that is what makes him so interesting. He's an anti-hero and a sole survivor who always cares about himself and never cares about anyone else. That is what makes him so interesting. That is what makes him so strong. Number 8, however, would be something more badass, interesting, cool, and still be the perfect balance between badass action scenes and dramatic characters. Far before Face Off, and far before Mission Impossible 2, John Woo was a comedy director. But A Better Tomorrow was his first actual drama action thriller movie, and it ended up being a very good result, with great action scenes, great characters, and great development. A Better Tomorrow restarted the entire action genre and made something serious out of it, not just only sluggish Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone movies, also something dark, deep and interesting. And today, his movies won't be as good as A Better Tomorrow was. If you think I got bad taste and not good taste, well, check out number 7. Way before he did Lord of the Rings, Peter Jackson did a splatter action comedy that was beyond anything we've seen before. It was bad taste. It showed splatter, gore, violence, and it was an epic, awesome, kick-ass movie. Now, he also did another splatter comedy known as Braindead, and even though it's awesome and cool, it's not just as badass as Bad Taste once were. So, check it out, Bad Taste. What happened if we make a movie about the worst movie director of all time? Well, we got number 6. Ed Wood was a real-life director, with a hell of a weird taste for movies. His movies ended up being the worst movies we've ever seen, and still he had more energy than any director we've seen before. So this movie is not mocking him, it's making a tribute to him. Directed by Tim Burton, starring Johnny Depp, I'm talking about Ed Wood. Now we're getting closer and closer. Number 5. Ooh, this is gonna be a tasty film. The Coen brothers are very good directors, really good. But I don't think any other movies could possibly beat the ultra-cult classic comedy. That's right, a cult comedy known as the Big Lebowski. Oh god, you've never seen a movie like this before, have you? It's one of the funniest films I've ever seen, and I know I'm not alone about that. It's an amazing movie, and one of its kind. Definitely one of its kind. The only way to describe number 4 is to say it's like Die Hard on Mars. Arnold has done very good movies in the past, but Total Recall is the one and only film that I really feel for. It's awesome, it's epic, it's great, it's personal, it got great feelings and touch to it, and most of all, it's badass like hell. I don't think I've seen any movie that I laughed so hard at, and I think it was that awesome as Total Recall was. Of course it's not the best. We got 3 other movies to dispose of. John Carpenter has done many great things, but number 3 is perhaps one of the most bizarre movies he ever directed, but according to me, it was worth it. I don't believe any action hero has been as deranged as the truck driver Jack Burton in Big Trouble in Little China, but this movie really portrayed it in such a funny way that it's unbelievable. Either you hate the movie because it's too damn dumb, or you'll love it because it's ironizing the entire genre of action-adventure films and making a parody out of Indiana Jones. This movie is one of the most fucked up things I've ever seen, and damn I love it. But if you're still looking for something that is fucked up, I can tell you for sure that the next movie will be very weird. I'm talking about a hell of a heavy metal movie. If it's not for animations, it's for the music. Or if it's not for the music, it's for the title. Or if it's not for the title, it's for the small stories imparted in the movie. You will love something with this film. And just after 5 minutes I was hooked, and I loved this hellish ride of the 80s. It's one of the most funniest movies I've seen, and it's a graceful action-adventure in the same taste like Star Wars, only more adult. So check out Heavy Metal. But of all these films, it can only be one. One king, one movie, one... I'm out of words. Let's just talk about number one. And the number one is Blade Runner. Welcome to the Dark City, a landscape where people are crowded into one place. You don't know how to survive the next day. The pollution is killing you, and the mankind is on the brink of destruction. Besides, robotic systems is roaming the ground, and you're not quite sure if you are a robotic system yourself, or if you are a human being. Now this very dark, poetic and beautiful movie is also very sad and dystopic, and it's a future we most likely will happen to fall into one day. And that's a bummer, because there's no escape if a Blade Runner world will come true. If it does, we are fucked. So, those are my favorite movies of all time, so far. But don't you worry, if I ever make a change, or if I ever come up with a new list, I will do it to you guys. See you guys later. Bye.